So we're gonna have this. And basically, people are just gonna see the happening soon screen and hear us talking. So that'll be nice. Let me bring it up. Twitch. Yeah. So this today has been. Today I had plans to do all sorts of. Today I had plans to get all sorts of shit done, and literally every step of the way I have been stymied, frustrated, vexed. It's literally I'm literally like about to kill something. But yeah, so I couldn't do my daytime stream because they were installing new air conditioning in my place.
Which
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to work very well up here.
Well, no, because it's and I could turn it down. I had a $300 electricity bill.
Oh well, yeah.
Last month because of my shitty air conditioning. So, all right, here, hold on. Let's just get this. So, all right. So, hey everybody. So what was it? Yeah. What happened? So yeah, anyway, it was just infuriating. So that happened, and then I'm like, and so I'm like, oh, you know what? I'll actually go upgrade my iPhone. I've been paying for this iPhone. I have it's a lease agreement, a lease to own thing. Well, after 2 years, I pay the phone off. So I'd had this phone for like 2.5 years. So I was just paying. Anyway, so I went and I upgraded my phone, but of course I forget that like every fucking time I do anything at all that fucks with iTunes and iPhone and Apple, and like like it just sends this cascading mess of just chaos and nonsense. So I'm like, oh my god, I totally forgot about this. So I've been trying to sort that out over the past few hours. Anyway, blah blah blah. It's just been, So I'm literally like, I just need a second to decompress. So Matt.
Yeah, no worries, man.
So Matt is gonna be joining me from here. So for those of you that are watching on Twitch, I've got this is Matt, otherwise known as Waffleophagus, and he's gonna be joining me, and what I was thinking we might want to do to start the session out is actually give everybody. So all right, so this is my thinking. So because I know we've had people kind of in and out of some of the sessions and stuff like that, and I'm assuming that that's going to probably happen in the future. What I'd like to do is I'd like to make sure, like what I think we'll do is whenever anybody gets experience, right? So experience points that level up your character, I'm just going to give the same level of experience points to everybody, including somebody that doesn't make the session. So that way everybody's leveling up, sort of together. That way, if this goes on for 2 or 3 years, we don't have one person that's level 15 and one person that's level 11. And so what we'll do is we'll just assume that while you're gone, you were doing something that was garnering you the experience that everybody else got. Is that cool with everybody?
Yeah, that works for me.
Want to update the name of the stream?
Oh yeah.
From
Yeah. No, it's fine by me.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah,
Is Jeff here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool, awesome. Dungeons, Dragons, and Delirium. So I calculated. All right. So now this is another thing we need to talk about. Now, do you guys want to do? So they've got episode. What is this episode? Episode 7, 6?
Oh jeez, have we been doing this for like 2 months?
Yes, I think we have.
Well, I know. Yeah, it says when I signed into Roll20, it says that I've been a member since July.
Yeah.
So it's been a while.
I'm just gonna say episode 6. Into the jungle. Well, welcome to the jungle. There we go. Welcome to the jungle. All right. There we go. Okay, awesome. All right. Okay, what am I doing? Okay. Well, first I'm gonna grab a beer. Let me grab a beer. Let me you guys talk amongst yourselves. 1 second. Do you want a beer, Matt?
No, I'm good, thanks.
You missed a good one last week, Matt. I motorboated an elf.
I heard.
Distracted
I
her.
was in the room with the stream up. I was just packing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we had a fun time. It was a lot more kind of relaxed in terms of the combat, and at the end, it was basically we needed to wrap everything up, and it was like, okay, and you guys are victorious, and you all go home. You know, at the end of it.
Yeah, and so yeah, and that was a ton of fun, and so I think between all of the sessions that we're gonna I'm gonna give you guys 1,800 experience points, so that's gonna cover because
Is that a lot?
That's actually so. All right, so this is the thing. So we need to figure out if we want to do a fast track, if we want to do a medium track, or if we want to do a slow track in terms of your leveling up. And that's definitely something that I think that we should all of us kind of agree on. Now, if we do a fast track, that means everybody levels faster. It means that we kind of get to explore the game mechanics, a little bit more, because as you kind of level up, you get more abilities and blah blah blah. If we do a slower track, it means that like the for my money, what it means is when you actually get to level 5, level 6, level 7, the thing is that like it really feels like it's worth it because you've actually spent a lot more time getting there. Really, truthfully, it's not gonna. The only thing that I think is gonna really change is you guys and access to different abilities, right? The thing is that because everything's going to scale with you, your enemies are going to scale with you, the opponent, like the missions are going to scale, like so it really is like, are you comfortable with kind of where you're at now? Do you want so, because it could, if we move at a really quick pace, we could find ourselves in 2 years with characters that are level 15, and then suddenly you start it starts getting to the point that you were kind of like running around, we're up against 3 dragons, that kind of stuff for me is not super fun. So, I mean, I don't mind getting there over time, but the thing is that if this ended up being a 3 or 4 year campaign, sure, by that point in time, then it'll be awesome to do high level stuff. But I definitely want to spend a lot of time, or we can do a mid level track. So whatever you guys want to do, I'm cool with.
I do think that we should have like an actual progression. If we're,
well, I mean.
Well, no, my point is going quickly doesn't necessarily give us an appreciation for if we only spend 2 weeks at level 3 and we're only just.
Oh yeah. No. Well, the thing is that like that's the thing is that like I'm assuming that we're gonna. And obviously as everybody levels up, it's going to take more time. But the thing is, I'm assuming that we'll get right now we'll get about 1 or 2 months per level, and probably up until about level 4, and then it'll probably go about every 2 months.
That's what I was going to say. Is like we need to determine what our rate of progression we're comfortable with, And
I was hoping we'd be maxed out already.
Yeah. Alas, yeah. That's. Yeah, you guys draw your swords. You feel a rush of power, and suddenly you're able to slay dragons in
that would be
in a
really
second.
comical if for the fact that we were all like level 15, level 20, and we still had like our starter gear.
Yeah. Well, no, it's still you'd still destroy though. I mean, the thing is
Sure.
just like you don't, but you just be. Yeah.
All
the thing
right.
is,
Well,
I think
campaign over.
what's that?
I said, all right then, campaign over.
Yeah.
We all
there you
maxed
go.
out.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, like pretty much everyone runs away when we show up.
Yeah, you guys wanted everything. You wanted no. So my thinking was that we go the medium track, right?
That's
I'm
on board with that.
And so the thing is so that would put everybody at a little bit over halfway for all of the gaming that we've done thus far. It would put everybody a little bit over halfway to.
Level 2 is it?
Well, no, because they all change. It's. Here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
No, I'm just
depending
going off
on
of, like the app that I was using.
Oh yeah, Depending on the track.
I thought we'd do this like a video game where we start out like fully powered.
That's
And in the first campaign, you lose all your powers, and then you have to spend the rest of the campaign to get them all back.
I was thinking the same.
First mission.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking that about, but instead with encounters. So so right now we're in the halfling area. And the only thing you're going to run across is a halfling farm, and then we're going to get to the another area, and you're going to like just farm these guys, and then that's going to that's going to be the
will
thing.
we run into our Frogger?
Actually it is 2,000 with the medium track. So the thing, all right. So you're now. So if you guys, if this session goes the way I assume it's going to, that means that it'll put everybody up at level 2 at the end of the session. Is everybody cool with that tempo? Because the thing is because if you're not, then I think we should do the slow track.
Well, maybe this just has something to do with my lack of knowledge on how this portion of D&D works.
Yeah.
But do we get experience from things that aren't combat?
Yeah. The thing is anything that you guys do that it really truthfully, if you think about it from the perspective of like anything that you do that actually would incur experience that would allow you to become like, so if you talk somebody down if you talk somebody out of a fight, somebody wants to like get into like, and you talk somebody out of the fight, that's gonna earn experience. Anything that like, if you happen to unlock, if you're the thief and you happen to unlock, or what like in fact I gave you guys points for the two guards last week, even though you didn't fight them, because the thing is because Jay did a great job of actually dealing with that situation,
Okay,
so
because I was thinking from my perspective, we've only really done one what I would consider to be experience gaining thing, which was that one combat, and then I completely forgot that like everyone else did a bunch of stuff last
yeah.
I was gonna say that this is now our. I mean, I know we've missed a couple of nights, and Matt, you weren't here last time playing with us. I know you're listening in, but you weren't playing with us. For me, we've done I don't know how many, 4 or 5 sessions. At level 1. Now, so moving on to another level at the end of this session would be good, I think, because it would give us more things to add and look at and
and the thing is, and I definitely do. I think that I'd like to have you guys. Excuse me. I mean, the reason we're using the Pathfinder game is because they kind of took the D&D 3.5 rules and really enhanced them and built on them. So I think it'll be fun to explore the game, and the only way we really explore the game is if everybody gets a chance to dive into the mechanics. So the thing is all right, so good. Well then we're right on pace. I think we're right on course, and so that's awesome. So if you guys want to give yourselves, if you just want to, I know there's an experience thingamajigger somewhere on the, in fact, let's take a look real quick at the, here, I'm gonna switch to the so everybody can follow along at home. Let's do this, and let's take a look at the character sheets. Wait, no, okay. I'm just gonna use Airlosar because we were right up at front. There should be a place where we can put experience points, and then
yes.
I think
it's on the
current experience.
Core.
You added it. There's 18. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, and I'd put. You said I was looking for the next level.
Yeah.
Like what the standard is. I was flipping through the book looking for that. I put it at 2,000.
And it is, and you can actually find it in the book. It's right in the beginning of the book. It's right at the very beginning of classes. So it's like the very first page right after. Getting started, ability scores. No, there's races. Where's classes? Here we go.
Here we go. Yeah. Classes.
Yeah. So if ever we need to find it again, if I'm talking and I'm like what is that thing? You now you know what? Yeah, it's real quick. It's page 30. Yeah. So awesome. All right,
so do you want us to go ahead and fill that in then?
Yeah. So if everybody
values.
Yeah, if everybody can plug those in. Yeah, and or I mean, you don't really need to now. You can do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I still haven't plugged all my stuff in.
You know what, Jay? You know what, man? Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't start it.
Yeah.
Although really truthfully, I would see. I think it would be work to everybody's advantage if I could get the primary reason why is just because when I'm coming up, particularly when we actually get into particularly when we actually get into the dungeon, when we get into the ruins. the thing is that like, I'm gonna tailor the encounters to the things that you guys can and can't do, right? So the thing
Right,
is-
right, right. No, it's my. I've been a bad gnome.
No,
I
no, 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 no,
understand.
no, no.
Yes.
And you're right. And the thing is and these sheets actually are super powerful, but they're also a little bit confusing.
I'll be right back.
Waffle is about to explode. So the thing is that like, so don't like if you can just get a little, if you can just be like, all right, I'm gonna install my attributes, and just do like your strength and your charisma and like, just do it in steps, like you don't need to do it all at the same time, but
Yeah, no, I mean, I just need to set aside the time, and I mean, things are hectic at work right
dude,
now.
I feel you 100%. I wouldn't even be able to justify doing this unless I was streaming it. Now I'm like, okay, I'm diversifying, and so there you go. Now I can actually play games and not feel like I'm a heel. Particularly today, man. God, what a frustrating day. But, hey, Bob Callie, good to see you, man. Sorry. So let me think. So here we go. So we got all right. So there was experience. So now when last we left off. So for those of you that haven't been following along, like, so this little group of adventurers, they were a friend of, let's actually introduce everybody's characters real quick. So we've got Jay Brushwood's character is a fellow by the name of Odd. He's a little gnome. He's sort of like based off of the Tyrion Lannister. Like that's sort of that template upon which Jay has kind of built his character, and then we also have we've got Airloser, and Airloser is a paladin, a human paladin. Now the way that paladins work in my universe, they don't necessarily have to be lawful good. They do have to be lawful, but the thing is it because it operates a little bit more like the Catholic Church. So it's like there are paladin orders that kind of run the gamut, and there are even actually evil paladin orders that don't consider themselves evil. Obviously, very few people that are actually evil think of themselves as evil. They just happen to have a perspective that allows them to do, but they do have to maintain some sort of like stricture of codes.
Are you trying to say I'm evil?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yes. And you certainly are. You're very evil. And then
Wow. I mean, just pull out all the stops. Why don't you just like don't hold anything back, man?
And then we've got Waffle's character is Sigfrid Littlefoot. He's a halfling, and he is
An oracle.
he's an oracle. So he's basically a cleric, but he's like the sorcerer is to the wizard. So sorcerer can just use native magic. And then wizards have to prepare their spells each morning. So basically the same sort of thing. Instead of a cleric who has to like pray each morning and then receive his powers from his god, Sigfrid just is able to use divine magic. And why and how all that works out, we're still. That's actually been built into the story, and we're sorting that out. Like he doesn't know exactly where he's getting his abilities, and we're gonna sort that out in a bit. My level is low compared to the other folks that are speaking. All right. You're here. Well, here, let me do this. Let me bring them down as well. Okay, just a little bit. All right, there we go. So, and then lastly, but last but not least is William Cuddy, and he's basically a swashbuckler. He's actually a sort of a corsair, a pirate, but he actually uses. So we do have technology enough to actually have like muskets and sort of powder charged, like weapons, and that's what he actually. He's a human. He's a human. What is your actual class called? Is it swashbuckler?
No, it's called a buccaneer.
Buccaneer. That's right. Buccaneer. Cool.
Because a swashbuckler is more of a sword person, and buccaneer is more firearms.
I mean, I could debate that from a semantic perspective, but I get
Sure.
in the context of the game. Yes.
Yeah. From a real life historical perspective. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So so these fellows. So Odd is the name of of the gnome. Odd actually was raised by elves, and it was sort of adopted by by sort of a high house in a high elven house. And his adoptive sister.
My mom used to work for them. It was lovely.
It was. His adoptive sister reached out to him and asked him to gather his friends who have just formed a brand new adventuring company. She asked them to actually assist her in retrieving an item. They're gonna be traveling far to the south, where there is a ruin that is an unspoiled ruin, and in that ruin there is a blade, a dagger that she wants. And so she has said, all right, like, I'm willing to let you guys, if you guys join me, I'll finance the entire expedition. You can keep any loot we find. You can keep anything that we find of any value except for the dagger. I want the dagger. And that was basically the agreement. And so they started out on their journey. Now the thing is that, like, they are traveling with a number of retainers. They've got they've got a number of different horses. They've got basically they've got rations and supplies and tents and so they're kind of a slow moving, many part organization. Where there's maybe a good 15 or 20 people actually traveling with them. And they actually reached, and it was basically maybe about a day or two's travel to actually get to sort of like if you think of this country as sort of analogous to the Pacific Northwest. So back in the in the times when it was sort of unspoiled, other than like Native Americans kind of roaming around. And there's one city which is effectively, like, think of it like a San Francisco. There's one major metropolitan area on this coast. Otherwise, it's just wild, untamed land. And so they've traveled. They made their way to sort of what amounts to a jungle. It's not a jungle. It looks more like this. It looks so it's sort of like a Pacific Northwest type of jungle. But it's definitely virginal. It's definitely untrammeled. It's like the people.
It won't be virginal for long.
Yes, yeah. Because these guys are going to be entering it repeatedly. They're going to be entering it and then backing out, and then entering back in, and then no.
We're going all up in that.
Yeah. Oh, really? All right. Okay, shoot. Then what? So you're at 100% volume and you can hear me, but very low.
Well, okay. How about this? We'll just
Okay.
you want to do a quick sound check?
No, no. Let me. Is everybody else experiencing some sound issues? Because what I should be doing is I should be going through the soundboard. Wait, now are you?
No, it's not. It sounds fine to me. Everybody seems okay, so.
Sounds fine through Skype, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody on Skype, it's fine, but something might be happening.
So
between.
it's an OBS issue. So, Stefan.
It looks, at least on OBS's
Yeah,
levels,
it
looks
does.
about the same.
Okay, I'm lower than the people. Yeah, and that would make sense because I'm not actually at video capture device. So let me see. Okay, hold on. Video capture device.
That's gonna just be the mic on the thing that we're not
using. And then that's all I've got. All right. Well, yeah, I don't. Yeah, I really, truthfully. All right. So, can you guys just talk up real quick? Skype guys.
Yeah.
Me.
All right. So how's?
Hey, I'm talking here. Hey,
Okay.
I'm
So
talking.
that
Hey,
should
what's going on?
that should everybody be
Hey.
that should have everybody
Yeah.
We got
balanced.
Dungeons and Dragons and Delirium Tremens. Hey.
That should be everybody. That should be everybody balanced. And then I don't know really what to do. I think it's just like to increase the well, here, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna give me just 1 second, guys. All right. Check. Oh, no, hold on. All right. So is that going to be a little bit better? That's actually now going through the soundboard, so that's going to have a little bit more.
Ooh, can I get a mic then?
What's that?
Can I get a mic?
Yeah.
Oh, then we'll just have to sound check one more person, but whatever.
No, probably not, Stefan. I mean.
Now you sound really low through Skype.
Yep.
Oh, really? Fuck. I might need to make another fucking call. Or this could just be the total bullshit that the
You gave me the
technological.
wrong
Oh yeah.
It's been a while since I've played with these, but I was like, I think this is the wrong end. Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Test. Woo.
Okay. So yeah. So all right. So can you hear Waffle?
I'm pretty sure it's not coming through this mic.
Jeff,
No,
are you
no.
there?
Yeah. Yeah. It's coming through.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Hey, so I was looking at the character sheet wiki page, trying to figure out that decimal point on the initiative,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and it says that it looks like the value of my initiative is essentially added to the end on an initiative roll for a tiebreaker, and I couldn't find anywhere to turn that on or off. But I was wondering, what I was thinking was when you were rolling, you weren't getting the decimal. But then when I looked at your rolls, your initiative is -1, so maybe it doesn't add, if it's a negative or something like that.
Yeah, well,
I
that's
can't
my
find
Okay.
it.
my dex modifier is -1, so that's why I was getting the -1. Yeah, but I don't know why it's putting it on yours
Check.
and not mine or anybody
Yeah,
else. Not
Check
just
it,
not
check.
yours, but like it doesn't put it on Jay's or anyone
Yeah.
else's either.
So I don't.
Yeah,
but I
weird. I
can't. I've combed through the character sheet, and like I mentioned last week, the break ties option, like that does sound familiar, but I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah. And the
And
thing
it's,
is, and really,
it's
really truthfully, we
kind of
don't.
driving me bonkers because I can't find it.
Yeah. Don't. I mean,
So,
don't. I mean, we'll.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do about that.
Can you guys hear me?
Hello.
But yeah, I just thought I'd let you know that I did take a look at that, and I wasn't able to find it. So
Can you guys hear me?
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say not. That's
Yeah.
probably a Skype thing because you probably changed the inputs.
Yeah.
So you might need to go
yeah,
in,
yeah,
on
hold on.
Skype specifically.
Hold on. No, I didn't change the inputs though.
Well, that's my point. Is we changed.
No,
To
this
the
is
soundboard.
It's,
Oh, it's still through that?
coming through. Yeah, it's still
Okay.
coming through that. So
We just added a step to the loop. Okay.
yeah.
You hear us, so it might be worth looking at Skype.
All right, 1, 2, check. All right, so I was tinkering with this. All right, so Skype, can you hear?
They can't hear us.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check 1, 2. All right, I'm gonna have to call you guys back. I'm just gonna call. I'm gonna call. Oh,
Okay,
Wait, you could hear
yeah,
that?
he could hear us. Yeah.
just hang up.
Wait, okay, are you guys there?
Yeah, let's just all hang up.
Yeah, please do. I'll call everybody back. Hello?
hello.
Okay, awesome. Now, can you guys hear me?
You're super quiet on Skype
Wow.
still.
I imagine, like,
I have no idea why.
the only thing that we really changed was adding the sound thing, which doesn't
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't make sense, but
that's
through the
exactly.
process of elimination, that's kind of what it should
Alright.
be. So.
Is this a little better, guys?
Still
Yeah.
super quiet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
what about
sounds
now?
muffled.
What about now?
Or now.
Hello.
It's a little bit better.
Okay. What about now?
It's muffled and distorted.
Okay. Kind of low and distorted. Awesome. Great.
Well, now you're louder, but it sounds distant.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like you're talking through a tunnel or something.
This is fun.
Hello.
You sound good, man.
Oh, well, that's
All
nice.
right. So Matt, you can hear Matt, okay?
Oh, yeah. Now I can hear you too.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Then okay. Yeah. It was what it was. It was just like. I can't tell if it's the cables. I can't tell if it's the connections. I just had to jiggle everything.
Welcome
Fucking-
to D&D and Mic Checks live.
Oh my
with-
god, so fucking frustrating. And the thing is, and I constantly have to unplug stuff and plug stuff back in. It's just,
It's
I mean,
D&D in decibels.
yeah.
Oh, do we need
Okay.
another? So decibels and something. Decibels and dragons.
Just hear Skype through my speakers. What do you mean, Stefan?
Welcome to our weekly game.
Okay. Wait. Yeah. Okay. Well, all right. Well, okay. So can everybody just chime in real quick, and then we'll get this going again. Just everybody sound off.
1 2 1 2.
Yep, it's Craig.
3, 4.
This is Red 5 standing by.
All right. Good. Awesome. How does that sound? How does that sound, chat?
Waiting for chat delay.
Yeah. And it's crazy. It's crazy because literally OBS is telling me that everything's fine. Like all the levels are just fucking right on, and I'm like, fucking Christ, man, just total bullshit. All right. One person on Skype sounded distant. It was probably Jeff, because he actually does sound a little distant when he's.
That's usually my emotional state.
Yeah. All right, so when last we left off, these guys had here. Let's switch everybody to the here, and then we're gonna go to. All right, so this is when last we were. Oh wait, hold on. I need to get everybody over there so that everybody can take a look as well. So when last we were playing, we were looking at an environment like this. Oh wait, like an environment like this. Now, and this was the last time that we actually used the grid to kind of track our combat, you know, and so basically, and this is exactly where we left off. Now, you guys had just finished killing. So there is in this world there are halfling tribes. There's one halfling tribe in particular that's they're like halfling barbarians, and they're particularly brutal, and they actually do, and the way that they kill their enemies is also particularly brutal. And then
by throwing giant blue dice.
yeah. They crush them with giant polyhedrons. Yeah.
It's like that scene from Indiana Jones versus the Lost Ark, but it's like.
It's a 100-sided die. It's one of those gigantic 100-sided dice.
100-sided dice are just pretty much balls.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys remember the movie Cloak and Dagger from like 1980, whatever?
I do. Yeah. Oh, yeah. When the dice come rolling down, you're like, what the hell? That's exactly it. That's exactly how these little tiny halfling people managed to set those traps and get them running properly is beyond me. But but they're cunning. They're cunning our halfling friends. And so we literally ended at the exact moment you guys slew your opponents. So now what we want to sort out is like so you guys did not do much surveying of that area because you kind of came upon the dead bodies. You're like, hey, look, there's some corpses here, and then you noticed that these halflings were sort of like concealed amongst the trees. So why don't we're gonna pick up right at the point. So if you guys recall, Odd, our stalwart gnome, had a pretty troubled combat that round, and he managed to tear open his backpack and spill all its contents. He managed to cut himself with his own dagger. He managed to throw a dagger at one of his own teammates. He managed to and then he managed to drop his rapier a couple times and actually hand it to the enemy a couple times. So he took out his frustration on the corpse of the offending
He really did mess up
halfling.
that corpse.
Yeah, and he did fuck that corpse up. Something fierce.
I wouldn't use that exact verbiage because that could imply something a bit differently.
I thought we all did because.
Yeah. Everybody ended up joining in and desecrating a corpse, much to the chagrin of Waffle's god.
Did we determine if I had a god yet? How did we?
No. So I was just being silly. All right, so yeah, so you guys. Yes. All right. So what we're gonna start right there. So what do you guys? So we're literally picking up. It's now maybe 4:00 in the afternoon. You guys have just savaged a now no longer offensive and no longer much of anything corpse. Yeah. What and now of course if you recall what Raywin and her couple like her two elven attendants, her two elven bodyguards.
Hired goons.
Yeah. She's kind of off, she's maybe, 30 or 40 yards behind you guys. And she just watched the proceedings as you guys were both damaging and also taking damage from these halflings in this fight.
Well, if I remember correctly, Craig, your character was having a conversation with her for a little while there after the fight about your gun.
That's correct.
Yeah, and then I came over and shot the guy in the head
Right.
and told her that's how a gun works.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
That was like that.
Yeah.
I think we're all just going to be content beating up on this corpse for the next 4 hours till nightfall, right?
Well, the thing is, the thing is like you have to assume that like right, the thing is that they just like there might. Okay, I'm gonna say this because you guys are new.
Joking.
Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna say this because you guys are new to the gaming thing. And the thing is like, so these halflings had just killed these people along with some of their companions. There's a chance that maybe some of the stuff that they looted off of these bodies, off of these corpses, still might be lying around, right? You might want to do a little like cursory investigation of the area around there and just see kind of what you can find.
That was
Let's
gonna be my
loot
suggestion.
the corpses.
Let's start looking around. I was going to. I don't think I care much for the halflings that attacked us, but the people that they killed, I might want to perform some sort of last rites
Okay, sure.
or something for them. I would think we'd probably want to give them proper burials,
Sure.
and then try to figure out who they were, and if there was any way we could notify their next of kin.
Sure.
Sigfroy first wants to just look through find their stuff.
Yeah, so
I want to find their stuff first. Like, I'm all for giving these people their last rites.
Sure.
But Sigfroy wants to look out for Sigfroy.
Okay, so you guys, so obviously, and these, and again, like I said, these corpses had already been sort of like mutilated by the Kodaki, not the Kodaki, the Kokali, they obviously their like their entrails, because you guys kind of stumbled upon that fire. Like the thing is, like they've already been sort of like savaged, like disemboweled, portions of their innards kind of removed, But the thing is but they also still have, like, you know, they're still like wearing whatever clothing, like, you know, like they definitely look like they've been ransacked. They look like they've been rifled through, but it looks like it was more to secure whatever, you know, whatever things the Kokali needed for their rights. So can I just get a sense of kind of so I know Airlos, so you're gonna go to what, to the one nearest you and just start from that.
Yeah, I'm putting crosses over all of them right now.
Okay.
I've done the 4 that were near me.
I'm following behind him, checking their pockets.
You see me,
Okay.
see me doing crosses on the thing?
Yeah.
On to this last one. And I'm going to do a cross on him. There we go, down and over.
Okay, and then Jay and Craig, what are you guys doing?
I'm still kicking the hell out of this corpse.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
And so I start rifling through his shit, and I'm like, "You fucking bastard!"
Well, wait.
You know? And I'm
Actually, I just kind of remembered something. Weren't we also trying to deal with the wounded at some point?
Yeah, the
Like-
thing is, yeah, I mean, yeah, there definitely were a handful of you that had suffered some injury.
yeah, well,
severe
you know,
damage.
yeah, when I backflipped onto that boulder,
When you attempted to backflip onto the boulder.
So
Yeah, that was the start. That was the start. Didn't you lose half of your health over the course of that without actually encountering an enemy?
Yeah, nobody ever hit me, but I
Nobody-
hit myself.
Yeah.
Oh, that brings that question here. On my character sheet, I still have my health at 1 from the battle.
Well, I healed
Before
you
this-
during the
No,
battle.
From the battle that you weren't a part of.
Oh.
Oh yeah. No. So we should have a record of what your stats are just here. So you have 9 hit points. Jay also has 9, and then
I never took
and then, yeah, and then
damage.
and then the rest of you are. Oh yeah, I should. I didn't hear. Let me just do this first. So here these are little records right there. So he has 9. This is Airloser, the paladin. He's got 9 hit points. There's that's Sigfroy. He's got 11. There's and then William Cuddy didn't take any damage, so we didn't need to input his in. All right, so okay, so the thing is, all right, so you guys are basically kind of exploring the actual corpses themselves. All right, so yeah, so Jay is still is still savaging this corpse. So what at what point, Jay, are you at what point do you think your anger will be sated?
All right,
Like-
well,
like,
it's
it's-
been, like, I just wanted to get the last kick in.
Oh, okay,
And
okay,
So
okay.
I got the last kick, and then I get dibs on actually, rifling through this guy's stuff. So.
I think Sigfoy already took those
Well,
days.
no. He was busy over there kicking it. Like
Yeah.
there were too many other corpses to go through. I wasn't gonna prevent him from getting his
Well, all right. So no. What we're gonna do is we're gonna stop at at the moment. All right. So who peels away first? So you're all attacking this corpse. Who peels away first?
Well, I think I mean because I shot the corpse in
You
the
did.
head, so I was
Yeah.
a little bit of a distance away.
And
so I
you're
was
actually
still
very
past that.
Craig. You're actually very close to a bunch of the corpses because you're
Yeah,
actually sort of at a level with them.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was thinking of doing. Is like it looks like I'm pretty close to 3, maybe 4 corpses. So I just check them out.
I'm just wondering, is this going to turn into like a Diablo, grab fest before?
Well, no.
like.
Well, no. The thing is it like is for me it's not so much that it's there's going to be some things that you can discover. You can discover from these corpses, and I just want to get a sense of like who's doing the looking. How perceptive are you? And then
Okay.
So I'm not much for the desecration of corpses.
Yeah.
So as soon as the head was shot, I stopped.
Okay.
On the one that we were kicking. The rest of the corpses, I start I feel like the last rites need to be performed on them. I don't feel like it's appropriate to go through their belongings.
Okay. Okay.
Except to find out who they are.
Okay.
That's fine.
If we need to.
That's
So,
completely
that
fine.
would
I will
be-
do that for
that
you.
would be- That would be what I would do. Is
Okay, so you get a couple kicks in to show solidarity with Odd, but then you kind of step over him and move on, because you're gonna walk down and go attend to these other corpses. So and then Sigfroy, you had joined in for a moment or two on the corpse, but
Once someone else drops off, I'm like, yeah, okay, we're good here.
So you see Erloser kind of move on, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna follow him.
Yeah, more along the lines of like I'd like to think that Sigfroy is pretty pragmatic. So his thing, he kind of joined in for the fun of it. He got kind of into it. He was like, oh, okay, we're done with this. All right, let's see what we can get from these guys.
Okay. So all right. So then the moment you guys kind of break away, Jay gets a couple kicks in, and then sees people moving and goes, "Fuck this!" And he's like, "Wait, you guys aren't gonna loot these corpses." All right. So now, why don't we do this? Why don't we have you guys just make a couple perception rolls? Because everybody's kind of moving to the corpses. Everybody's kind of, and Craig, yeah. So we're gonna give Craig the first shot. Craig, how are you investigating these corpses?
It's.
So the thing is, let's just for example, the closest one to you is actually a female, and she.
The one that I'm standing on top of.
Yes.
Or the one that I'm looking at.
Yes. And
okay.
so she's a female. She's attired in like these kind of like loose kind of pants, like they look a little bit like kind of like genie style pants, like the kind that like they kind of collect at your legs, but but are a little bit more baggy,
MC Hammer pants, dude.
MC Hammer pants. That's exactly right.
You can't do no wrong. Yeah.
Yes. Can't touch this. Can't touch this era. Yeah.
No.
Doing the typewriter. Yeah.
Can't do no wrong, man. I just showed my age. It's like something my dad would say. Like, oh my god. All right.
you're too legit to quit.
Yeah, he really is. And so and so she's wearing kind of pants like that. She's got it looks like you can't really make out exactly what she was wearing for a top because it's been pulled up. The thing is, it's kind of up to her breast. It's not exposing her breast though, but her guts have been she's been disemboweled, And the thing is and her entrails have kind of spilled out. It definitely looks like they removed a handful of organs. It smells pretty terrible, And the thing is that you can't. So her face, she's got her face is it looks like it's been bashed in. She's pretty bloody and there's a lot of hair matted with blood kind of covering her face. And she's and otherwise the thing is she's kind of just splayed. She's been rolled over, and it looks like they didn't pay much attention to kind of how she rolled over. It's it's just so they had access to her entrails.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, it sounds like she's pretty mutilated. In William Cuddy's time on the high seas, it's not like he's never seen, blood or any, limbs forcibly amputated or cut off or whatever. It's not like he's never seen that, but this seems like a particularly gruesome scene, even for William's point of view. So I think he's, he kind of sees, he sees all this stuff. He's kind of, he's not comfortable with it. But he does want to see, at least cursorily, what kind of stuff she has on her. I don't think he's going to rifle through all of her stuff, but he's just going to kind of see what types of, not a very deep search or anything like that. He's not a, like
A grave robber.
he's not, I wouldn't say, like, he's not doing it for, desecration of the dead or anything like that. It's just, it's kind of gross. He doesn't want to get a lot of this, a lot of her entrails and things on her. So he's going to do a kind of cursory search.
Yeah. All right. That makes sense. So you're basically just kind of like, what, using your musket to kind of
using the end of the musket to kind of open up the jacket a little bit.
Okay. All right.
See
Yeah. And then
if there's anything in the pockets.
So
see if there's bulges on things like that, but not like full stripped down or anything like that.
Sure, and so the one thing. Okay, well, go ahead and make it a perception roll, and we're gonna what we're gonna do is the level that you get. So each, the level of difficulty class that you actually overcome will determine how much information you get. So if you roll a 5, it's basically you can tell she's female. And anything above that, it will give you more information.
All right.
So hold on, wait, hold on, wait, hold on. Wait, you're gonna do that again because we want to get the.
Oh
shit!
You
rolled an 18. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, all right. So 18. Go ahead and add your perception. Or was it a perception roll? Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, no,
you had 26.
Rolled an 18.
Yeah, I rolled an 18 when you said earlier. So that was his roll was a 19 with a plus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see right here that they got a 26. Wow,
So I have
crazy.
a question.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think we determined last time that the history that I have, we decided was going to be in halfling lore, like such as that.
Yeah. The Kodaki.
And so,
yeah.
So, okay, so we decided it was Kodaki and not Kokali, not just halflings in general, so it wouldn't also encompass the Kokali.
Yeah, all right, so I definitely will say that you've heard, as growing up as Kodaki, you heard stories about the Kokali and the way that things like
Right.
I'd say that you actually do have a pretty solid understanding of at least the basics of their.
So my question was going to be the best methodology of rolling to see if I would know the best methodology of trying to find where the good stuff is.
Oh, you're just looking for the good stuff.
Well, I mean, obviously, giving an idea of because you could say if you knew, you would know that not to bother with the human corpses if you knew that the Kodaki would have already ransacked them.
Okay.
For the
In
useful
general,
thing.
the good stuff is in the crotch area.
Yeah. So really, all right. So one of the things.
So is my turn over then?
No, I was kind of
Not yet, Greg. No, yeah, not yet.
Because you can't be every single place and observing every single everything's kind of happening concurrently.
No, and
Yes,
that's kind of why.
yeah.
And right now we're not really in. Correct me if I'm wrong, but right now if we're not in combat, we're not actually in turns. As
No,
it
yeah. And the thing is you're totally right. We're not in turns. But the thing is let me finish.
Yeah.
finish
No,
this.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
No,
Go
it's
ahead.
all right. So William Cuddy. You kind of get, so you're just kind of taking her in, and the thing is, and maybe it's extra pronounced because this is the first time you've seen anything like this, But the thing is that you look at her and at first it looks like her head's been bashed in and it looks like, but then you pay a little bit closer attention and you realize that the reason why her hair looks so matted is it looks like she doesn't have it looks like her ears have been removed. It looks, and it looks like she's bleeding. She's bleeding from the eyes and from the nose and from the mouth.
It's getting worse and worse.
Yeah. So upon closer scrutiny, you're like, what did they do? And things like, so this is, you also notice that her eyes are closed, but it looks like her eyelids actually are kind of sunken into her skull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a so you know so I kind of swallow a little bile, because that is unusual, and I kind of reach down with my finger and I kind of poke at the eye, I guess, to see, like, because I'm thinking maybe her eyeballs are gone, maybe they took her ears and her eyes.
Yep. And they did. You're right. The thing is, yeah, she's missing her eyes. And
I
you know,
pull back.
and by when you adjust her, she kind of shifts just a little bit, and her mouth kind of opens up and just like this the slow moving like viscous blood kind of pours out, and you can see that she has her tongue's been removed as well.
Ugh. That's the noise that I make. Ugh.
Okay.
That's all I really got.
Yeah, no, yeah, okay, good. Well, yeah, no, yeah, that's so that's that's the first, yeah, and the thing is, yeah, so that's and it's something that, like, because her skull was sort of caved in, it's something that would have there's a good chance you would have missed, had you not rolled as well as you did,
Yeah.
you just kind of like it took a little moment of like zero, like a little bit of focus. You're like, wait, something's really awry about her face, and then you realize, oh shit, it's not that just that her head's been bashed in. It's that they removed her ear. They removed both her ear. Let's go.
Yeah. So what I would do in that case, because I do know that Sigfroy is he has some knowledge of these matters, I kind of try to get his attention and wave him over, like, hey.
So do you call out to him? You're like, Sigfroy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Like, Sigfroy, come.
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
Okay. So all right. So Simon. So all right. So they're gonna say that. So in this period of time, while you've done that and while you've noticed that, that's sort of the time it's taken. Oh, thank you, sir. It's sort of the time it's taken everybody else to kind of go, like, kind of move around the tree line, and kind of like leave that little hill and kind of like get into the area around the bodies. So yeah. So as you're kind of making your way down the hill, Sigfroy, William Cuddy calls out to you. He's like, Sigfroy.
Yeah. No, I'd go over and see what he wanted.
Okay. Now, why don't you go ahead and make a roll? Why don't you go ahead and make a check against your
The history?
Yeah, against the. Wait, hold on. Wait, no, please. Jeez. All right. Well, you got a 19, so that's fine. But yeah. So you guys, before you rolled, if you could just give me a second, because I'd like to. So you rolled a 13.
Just shift back over
yeah.
to the map.
Yeah. Wait, 13 plus 6. Oh, because it's 6.
Because of the knowledge
Okay, okay, good.
check, yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're just so roll happy.
Yeah, no, I get that. Sorry. So yeah, all right. So yeah, so now you know that they've got. So basically, the Kokali will use these items to create little sentries. Like they will actually like.
Sentries in the like dude standing guard.
They will actually nail them, the eyeballs and the tongue and the ears, to a tree, and then they'll use magic, and then anything that is heard or seen by like anything within that the range of that like literally as if a person was standing there, they would be able to, like, they'll hear, and then they can communicate it back because of the tongue. So basically,
is this a magic thing, or is
it
it
is a magic thing.
Okay.
And so basically they've created like sentries, wards that so as you guys are walking, if you happen to come within eyesight of these things, within earshot of these things, they're gonna know.
So is this something that we can now start looking for?
I mean, yeah, of course. That's. I mean, unless you guys don't want to, you don't have to. You're not obligated to look for them.
So yeah.
So is that something that he told the whole group then?
Well, yeah. I that would be. Obviously, I not necessarily just start yelling, "Hey, look out for these things," but when we would come together to next for the whenever we have our little powwow or whatever, because we're kind of all off. Airlore.
Well, you guys are all within like 20 feet of each other.
Oh, well, yeah.
Like you guys can all you can kind of
Yeah,
call this stuff out.
I wasn't sure if this encounter was just like between those two guys or the entire group.
I mean,
So,
I'm think. Okay, this is my read on it, right? Like I'm assuming that you guys would all be kind of sharing this information with each other, right?
Yeah, like I have no reason
Like,
to keep secrets
yeah.
from these folks. I have plenty of secrets to keep from Elf Lady, but
Yeah.
these guys.
I don't trust short people.
Well, yeah. Then I think you joined the wrong guild.
I was about to say, you're outnumbered, bro.
wait, so in
Well, we got two
no.
humans versus 2 short people.
Wayne Cuddy's 6 feet tall.
vertically challenged is how we'd like to be referred to.
I meant the tall racist people versus the not racist people.
Oh yeah. That's it.
Unless William Cuddy is also height racist, in which case.
I think this is the only time.
No.
This is the only time that you can actually use the word racist and have it actually be true. Like you are actually
Yeah.
different races. You're not just different skin pigments. You are different races. And you also like to race.
We love racing.
Yeah, who doesn't love racing?
Well, can I search my guy? Like,
You're gonna
Yeah.
search the halfling.
well, the guy I was been kicking. Like,
Yeah. The halfling barbarian that you've been kicking. Yeah. So you want to search him?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah. So the one thing that you notice on him. Well, first make a perception roll. Hold on. Wait for it.
Wait
it.
Yeah,
for
I'm,
it.
I'm,
All right. Go ahead and make a roll. 1d20. Go ahead and roll.
Oh, motherfucker. God
The one thing you notice is he's dead. He's probably not going to recover. And B, you do notice that he's covered in tattoos.
Well,
What's your
did I-
wisdom, Jay? What's your wisdom modifier?
my wisdom modifier is 0.
Okay. I was gonna say because that's not necessarily a 6.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Add your-
Well, he
you gotta add your
has-
modifier. Okay.
He has a +6 to perception.
So yes, it's still 12. But the thing is it's
okay.
it's still he needed a 15,
Okay,
a 15 or
so
higher to.
that means
yeah.
I found his horse shop Subway Club of the Month, punch card, and
No,
it's
not even that.
9%.
Not even that. You don't even
Not even that percentage.
you don't even realize
No,
it's
with
yeah.
those.
It's yeah. You wouldn't be able to find his wallet if you were searching for it.
Yeah, man, I could have redeemed that for some
Yeah.
good horror action. Jesus. All right. Okay, so I guess I just kind of fumble around like an idiot. then.
No. The thing is, it's like, I mean, well, all right. So let me give you so the way that the halflings are attired, I mean, they're not really wearing a lot, right? The thing is that like it's like they've got like they're basically got like a loincloth, satchels made of like kind of like animal skins. He's got a satchel around his shoulder. Kind of a satchel. Like the thing is that we'll say that you search that. The thing is like in the satchel, there's like he's got pelts. I mean not pelts, pellets for his sling. He's got another like leather long strip of leather, and when you unwrap that, inside that are some of the blow darts that they had. Yeah. Other than that, like he's got some like
he's got nothing of importance, or at least that I can notice.
yeah. That's exactly it. Like you're looking at him and you're like, well, like he didn't obviously kill himself and take his own eyeballs and his own teeth, Yeah. The thing is that you're like, all right, this guy's totally clean,
So
all right.
I would come over and just be like,
Well, hold on. Wait, no, because you're
Okay.
You're addressing the other body right now.
Well,
so.
well, at some point, and I'm just going to say this now, it doesn't necessarily happen to matter when. I realized last combat we had that only having 2 throwing spears was kind of silly, so I want this guy's sling.
Oh, okay, sure.
His sling and his ammo, so I can actually do something besides
Do
just.
you have a proficiency with the sling?
I have no idea. Let's find out.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah. So that's fine. That's
Speaking of which, Jay or Odd, I believe you have some items you need to go collect.
yeah. Your daggers,
Across.
your
I don't
daggers,
think you need to be
your backpack.
at the moment. I think you need to go get your backpack.
All right, yeah.
Daggers.
I have to go pick up my own mess. And,
Clean up your room. Clean up your
Yeah,
room, you gnome.
And so I go and I collect the nuts.
Complete the corpses.
Okay, all right. So you search this guy and then you go to collect your stuff, right? So now, Airloser, what are you doing?
So I moved to this one that was nearest me. Hold on, pull up the map. The one that's right there at the
Yeah.
base of the.
Yeah. Hold on. So we're gonna go to this. So this is Airloser right here, guys. He's lit up on the screen. Yeah, that's him. So he's checking out this corpse here. All right. That corpse is actually he looks like he's actually some sort of muscle. He's he's a big guy. He's also splayed out, like he's on his back, and he's kind of splayed out. They have kind of stripped him of any sort of metal items. That's one of the things that you guys will notice. When you notice when you're looking at all when you just kind of scan the corpses. If they had any armor, they have no more armor now. If they had any weapons, they have no weapons. If they had any jewelry, just from like a scan, like they have so it looks like any type of like metal has been stripped from them. You notice that about this guy as well. He definitely looks like what he's wearing. It has sort of indentations, like or not indentations, but like wear that looks like he was actually wearing armor. Like the shirt that he's wearing looks like it was encased in armor. The way the sweat that is kind of dried. Like there's like white sweat lines. Kind of showing kind of where
It's bunched up in all the places that it would be bunched up.
Yeah. So it looks like whatever he was wearing has been kind of removed from him. But he definitely, like, his build, his face is scarred, his hands are scarred. He definitely looks like he's somebody of more like a more martial order. Go ahead and make a perception roll.
And yeah, sling does count as a simple weapon, so I would have proficiency.
Okay, cool.
Are we good? Good. Make a roll.
Yeah.
All right. Rolling.
No,
now.
we're not.
Wait, hold on. Wait, no. Wait,
No,
sorry,
we're not.
sorry, no,
Mike-
sorry,
oh, that's
sorry.
on Mike. He
no,
asked.
well, no, but that's fine. So, so I got right at it, so.
Good. So I'm gonna re-roll that.
Yeah. All right. So the thing is like so you see the same things that because it was called your attention. You see that this fellow's eyes have been removed, his tongue has been removed, his ears have been removed. You also notice that he too has been disemboweled. It looks like certain parts of his like it looks like they definitely removed organs from his interior. But but otherwise, like that's like you confirmed a lot of the stuff that Craig noticed, but and that Sigfroy, not Craig, but William Cuddy noticed, and that Sigfroy confirmed, but that's about it.
Okay. Then I don't know what the in-world sequence would be, but I try to perform some sort of battlefield rites.
Yeah. All right. So are you? All right. So are you doing anything with the dead? Are you? are you moving the bodies? Are you collecting them? Are you going to put together a funeral cairn? Are you setting a pyre? Are you just leaving them there and just just like saying a couple words over them? Like things is like are these the kind of things that concern you guys? You guys as a group?
They concern me. They definitely concern
Okay,
me.
yeah,
As a person, not as the group.
yeah.
I mean, like I would definitely be willing to help after we determine what we can get out of these corpses.
Okay.
Like it's definitely something that I would value to do. It's just it is a few rungs beneath finding everything useful in the general vicinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
And I just found my backpack and grabbed the flask out of it and took a big swig and sat down. So,
Okay. So you went over to the place where your bag was torn asunder, and you just rather than collecting all of the stuff, you just found the flask, and you're like, all right. Okay. So Craig is the only one that's gonna. I'm gonna give the opportunity to notice the remainder of the stuff because he got such a high perception check. Just because he got such a high perception
Yeah,
check.
but I haven't actually rolled perception yet.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Go ahead. Hold on. Let's.
Oh yeah.
Let's see what he gets. 17. What's 17 plus what? What's your
17
perception?
plus 6, so 23.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So then I'll give this to both you guys. All right. So or I'll give you another little piece of the puzzle, and then we'll do some more rolling. But so you go over and you check out the one that Craig was taking a look at, and you actually notice her whatever, like her jacket, whatever it is. So the thing is like was kind of pulled up to expose her,
Right.
and she was just kind of like laying like this. The thing is that like with a little bit of cursory movement, you notice that she actually has right around here on her forearm, she has it's basically it's like two ovals interconnected like as if they were like so it's
Like as a tattoo, or is this a physical thing?
Yeah, so it's as a tattoo, it's two ovals like that, kind of tattooed right there.
Okay. And is this something
It
that
doesn't
is
mean
a
anything to you.
Okay.
Yeah. You've never seen it before, unless you personally, as a character, place a lot of significance in ovals, and particularly linked ovals, and then it does mean something to you.
I mean, it is actually my biggest turn on. No. I would.
Well, she is.
No, not that big of one. I would ask the group. Does this have any significance to anybody?
Gotta get that necrophilia joke.
It wouldn't be a D&D campaign without necrophilia jokes. So yeah, and it doesn't. So all right. So hold on. So Sigfroy calls attention. Says, "Hey, does this? Do you describe it? Do you just say, does this mean anything to you guys? Like, how do you call attention to it?
I would just lift up the arm and be like, "Hey, anyone see?"
Hey, you guys see this? See this
It's
tattoo?
only two ovals linked together like a chain.
Yeah. It's a tattoo. It's a tattoo.
Now,
if
when you
look at-
say ovals, are you saying are they? Is it more like literally like what Craig is saying? Is it a chain link where or are the ovals also filled in?
It's literally two line drawings.
Okay.
With like
So it looks very much like a chain link. Then.
Yeah. It could, but it's not like designed to look like a chain
Right.
link. But the thing is you could definitely look at that and read chain link.
Okay.
So I have knowledge religion.
Okay.
Actually, I do
I don't
too.
know if that has any.
Yeah. All right. So the thing is, so you're gonna make a roll. You're gonna make a roll. It's gonna be a really, really tough one. But if you pull this one off, this will like actually move you guys forward pretty intensely in the story. So
So knowledge religion roll.
knowledge religion roll. Yep.
Okay.
And you got a DC of 20.
Cross your fingers.
You got a DC of 20.
No.
No. Yeah.
I have a plus 5.
Yeah.
And I got a fucking
Yeah.
plus 4.
All right. So that didn't work. All right. What about so Waffle? Do you have
Not religion.
Okay,
No,
okay,
I
okay,
actually.
yeah.
That was one of the ones where we actually I let him take it.
Okay. So it doesn't ring any bells. So Jay and Craig. So Craig, you're right there. Jay, you're sitting down. You've just taken your first swig off your flask when Sigfroy. At some point in time, I'm gonna have your names down without even having to think about it. But
I did, I do have a +6 perception, so maybe I roll that now.
well, it wouldn't be perception. It would be. Do you have a knowledge religion? Probably not.
No, I have knowledge local, but it doesn't give me anything.
Well,
And I have knowledge.
Okay, well, that's right. That's fine. All right. So the thing is, so do you guys continue searching the other bodies?
well, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
I'm concerned. Like, is there anything I can see from the one that I'm searching, or any others that I may want to?
Okay. All right. Well, no.
If-
Well,
if
let's
I can't,
let's.
then I'll move to another one. I'm trying to look for identifying marks.
We'll stop. All right. So you're at the first one, right? So when they make this discovery, you're still, because you were still kind of doing the rites. It's going to take you a couple minutes, and so they discover. Oh my God, the eyes have been removed, and the tongue's been removed, and the ears have been removed, and then Sigfroy notices, oh, there's this tattoo here. Now, do you check the one you're in front of for a tattoo?
Yeah, sure. If they're mentioning that there's a tattoo on one of them. Well, Sigfroy that's the halfling. I thought he was doing the halfling corpse.
I mean,
No. Oh wait, no.
that was
no.
my original intention, but you kind of.
called him up. I
No,
called
yeah,
him
no,
over
yes,
to
yeah.
come
William
take a
William
look at it.
Cuddy called him up.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's still in front of the halfling corpse. That's why I was like.
Oh yeah, I'm not actually doing any of the Roll20 map stuff. I probably should, but I only have limited screen.
Yeah, well, and it's not like it's not super critical because we're not. It's like we're. The thing is, so William has William called Sigfroy over. Sigfroy went over, took a look at it. While you're checking out your corpse. So you.
I hear that, and I look at mine.
Yeah. So you look on the left arm, same thing, and it actually and the thing is that there is a tattoo, but it's just one oval.
Maybe rankings of some kind within an organization.
I can't answer that.
Yeah, I'm posing that more to the.
To the cause to get a tattoo like that.
Sigfroy says that out loud, and
Yeah, no, that was.
the rest of us, or at least I am I am unaware of any order that requires such markings.
Yeah, and none of you guys. Well, you know what? Well, all right. Well, yeah, none of you would have the necessary. The only one that might would be Airloser, and he missed his roll. If you encounter some other information,
Dude, why don't we give a shout out to Raywin?
I can bring you another chair from
You
downstairs.
know what's going on with these?
We're good. This is actually kind of
symbols?
comfortable.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So all right. So
that's a good
okay. Oh, yeah. So yeah. Because she has been approaching, right? So while you guys have been doing this, she along with her two like elven attendants, elven bodyguards, she's been kind of like surveying the scene, watching what you guys are doing. But she's been like encroaching, like ever more, ever closer.
CSI,
Yeah.
Enhance.
Yeah, and so you enhance, yeah, left corner enhance. So you call her attention to it. Is that what you're saying?
Me?
Yeah.
No, Jay.
I mean, I would.
Oh, okay.
You know,
So
I mean,
so
if all of us were clueless about the symbol, that are on people, like,
Yeah.
hey, maybe she might know something.
Yeah. So, all right. So what do you say to her? What do you say to her?
What the fuck does this mean?
Is that really? Is that really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Hey, what the fuck does this mean?
Because I know she knows, because they're all involved. I mean,
So she
she has to know more than she's telling us, and I don't buy it for a second.
So she looks at you and goes, no, what's Tyro, language, please. What exactly are you talking about? Oh, this.
Please to describe the enchanted ink stain upon this.
Unfortunately, I have no idea. So go ahead and make a perception roll. I don't know. Perhaps it's a fraternity, an organization. Maybe it's a trade thing. Perhaps maybe it's a religious cult. Who knows? Go ahead and make a roll. Oh shit! Wait, hold on. Fuck. Jay, hold on. What'd you get? I'm just gonna spotlight it.
He got a 9.
Oh.
15.
What's your perception? Oh.
She has a +6, so it's a 15.
Oh, he's got. Oh, okay. Well, all right. Then yeah, you're fairly certain that she's not telling the whole truth. You're fairly certain that she's not telling the whole truth.
Okay, that bitch. I knew it.
Hey, Fitz, what's cooking, man? That bitch.
Yeah, no, I confront her over it, and I'm like, you're holding back. Like, come on. I mean, I know you. I can tell when you're lying.
Tyro, there are. What if I were to? I think the less you know, the better it will be for you and your friends in the long run.
I guess I look around at everybody and I'm like, well, what do you guys fucking think?
I think that you hired us to come and assist you with this task. And if you want our help, you need to trust us. And if you don't trust us, then I have no reason to be here.
It's not, Sigfroy, it's not a matter of trusting you. It's a matter of there are things, the more you know, the more danger you will be in. Right now I've hired.
The more I know, the less I know, the more danger I will be in.
That's not exactly so. For the purposes of where we are headed and what we are doing, your objective is we get there. If we run across any problems, we deal with them. It has nothing to do with it has nothing to do with the larger. It has nothing to do with why I need this knife, why I need this dagger. And what I'm saying is that if I reveal this to you, if I tell you, it will unveil certain fundamental things that once you're initiated will make you a target for every other initiate of the thing that I'm currently.
I don't give a shit, lady. Like, here's the deal. You bring us out here and you have us be doing this big gallant quest, keeping us completely in the dark, and you're obviously
not completely in the dark. No, how have I kept you completely in the dark?
We have no idea what the purpose of this knife is.
Yes, that's exactly my purpose. That's why I hired you, is because I told you I get it. You can keep everything, absolutely everything, and I'm going to keep just the knife, and that's it.
I calm Sigfroy down, and I'm like, dude, she's not giving you anything. Like, she's going to tell us what she wants to tell us.
I should be able to do a charisma roll on that. Actually, no, I shouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm the most charisma person.
No, certainly. And the thing is, and she didn't even say that she's not willing to tell you. She's just saying if she does, then there's going to be consequences.
Well, I am very much of the opinion that not knowing is always going to not knowing will put me in positions that will be more compromising than knowing whatever it may be.
So I'm listening to this, and I mentioned that there are things, Sigfroy, in this world that you wish you did not know. That you will wish you did.
Yeah. That's exactly it. The thing is just that, like, so yeah. In fact, so have you had that conversation, Airloser? Have you had that conversation with? Have you told these guys kind of what you went through?
I haven't told anybody.
You've never told anybody. Okay, yeah. All right. Okay.
I
right.
don't even know what
Yeah.
he's talking about. So sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, like,
But I mean, but you yourself have.
Don't trust her. Trust me.
well,
There are things that you will wish you did not know if you knew them.
yes, but at the same time, like,
And this is you're saying this as Sigfroy?
yeah, I'm trying to decide Sigfroy's wording.
Oh no, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
Last time I didn't know what was going on, my entire village died. I don't want that to happen again.
All right. So have you
Last time I
oh,
found out what was going on, I died.
yeah. So hold on. So wait. So have you told your story to any of these guys? Have you told that?
Probably, like, probably at some point throughout the thing, I talked about it.
So
like,
you guys have heard the story about the fact that when he was a young child, it seems he thinks that everybody assumes is a Kokali attacked his Kodaki tribe, and they did horrible things as they've done to these people here, but that there was some large dark evil presence that entered into the went through the village while.
Well, I thought, wasn't I aware pretty much at this point that I had been kidnapped by the elves?
The background games.
Oh.
Yeah, I was kidnapped by elves.
No. We were talking. I thought you were talking about the very beginning.
Oh, I thought that was the elves.
No. Yeah, no. That was
something else.
That was even
Okay.
before. That was even before then. Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember that as a spectator, Jay. You don't remember that as on.
Yeah. Jay. Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
the same way.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and so no. Anyway, I get where you're going, and I understand it. I'll just shut up now.
Yeah. So the thing is, so all I'm saying is like, if you guys want, so this is we're gonna move very high level right now. So what? If you guys want to press her on this, you can. And the thing is like, and that will be, and that will take the story in a different direction. That'll be awesome.
I'm neither here nor there. Sigfroy wants to know.
Yeah. So the
He
thing
doesn't
is like,
trust her as far as he can throw her.
Absolutely. I totally get it. But all I'm saying is if you do, so I'm just saying the thing is like, tread very carefully. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
however you guys want to do this, just tread very carefully because it's going to change the impact. It's going to change the direction of the story pretty materially.
So I will say.
So this is a team decision. Is basically what you're saying.
No.
I will go to Sigfroy and I will say, Sigfroy, I am aware of what happened to you in your past. However, Odd knows this woman. He trusts her at least enough for us to be here on this quest. I know for a fact that there are things in this world that once you are knowledgeable of them, they enter you in a way that you can never, ever escape them. And I do not wish that on you. I do not wish that on anybody.
So what is William Cuddy and what is Odd doing while this exchange is going on?
There's like tears welling in my eyes.
Yeah, cool. Right on. I like it.
Right.
I like it.
Well,
I like it.
I've already stated that. Basically, I told Sigfroy to back off and just let it go. So. I'm on team let it go.
All right.
Yeah, William Cuddy is kind of he's still in shock at the level of mutilation of all the bodies and stuff like that. He kind of wants to just kind of move on. Like, let's whatever happens, he just wants to like move out of the area.
All right, and now did so yeah, and that's and the thing is like so all right, so and that makes perfect sense. Like, so are you saying that William Cuddy is kind of gonna eschew kind of searching the area, with a fine-tooth comb?
Yeah, I mean, outside of a cursory, inspection of seeing, what's around,
Okay.
he he understands that, as a paladin, that Erloser wants to do the last rites and do the proper burials and stuff like that, but William Cuddy doesn't. He just kind of wants to move on. Like,
Sure.
He's like, well, I mean, we, last rites and stuff. I mean, that's great, but we kind of got to look out for ourselves here too, and move on with what we were doing. So
Yeah. I could. Okay, could. And Sigfroy, did you let everybody? What was it that I was going to ask? All right, well, I guess it's not important.
Yes, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, did we influence him to let it
Yeah.
go?
Yes. Yeah. So she's addressing you. So let's go back to the conversation. Now we're back in the moment. So she's like, if I tell you, if I give you any of the information that right now, as far as it's your job to get me to the ruin, to have us enter the ruin and get the knife and get it. It won't in any way be materially affected by what you know and what you don't know about what the knife is going to be used for. That I can promise you. If you feel like you need to know more, I can't make that promise. I can't tell you. I can't promise you that it won't put into motion things from which you will be inextricably drawn into, and could spell not only the doom and ruin of yourself, but the doom and ruin of all that you know and all that you love.
Just trying to think.
She's not a crazy hag, though, Fitz. She's not a crazy hag. She's a pretty comely, elven, dark-haired elven lady. What's that?
I'm trying to think of the best way.
Yeah, sure. All right, you guys debate. I'm going to go hit the lavatory real quick. You guys debate this amongst yourselves. I'm totally comfortable with however you guys want to play it. It's totally cool with me. The thing is that like what it will do is it will unveil a little portion of the story a little bit more advanced, a little bit more quickly than I was anticipating. But the thing is you guys made the perception rolls. You got all the clues, so you can put two and two together. You can force it. So I'll be back in a second.
So,
Bring a chair.
if you
Yeah, sure.
So,
So me as Jeff, not as the character. I kind of want the story to be unraveled. Like,
yeah, no. So here's the thing. I'm more coming from the position of where Sigfroy is, and Sigfroy, again, like his entire stance is not knowing is going to be more dangerous than knowing whatever, because he doesn't.
So do you think he can reconcile himself?
And so what it's going to come down to is, and I'm just trying to find the right way to say it through his mouth, is.
Well, how about this? I mean, how about Raywin, just whispers it in your ear and doesn't tell the rest of us. And you carry that burden, Samwise. Yeah. Go for it.
Well,
Because, I mean,
Mike?
honestly,
What?
like, I kind of don't want to know yet. You know.
So they came up. I thought chair. Oh, I'll grab it.
No. Oh no, no, I got it. No, I got it.
So I'll just
Yeah,
tell
and-
Mike.
and it-
good.
So Odd came up with the idea of just having her tell me and no one else.
Okay.
How would you play that?
The thing is like it would be the same as if I told the entire group, right? It would be the same as if I told the entire group because it would impact.
Well,
Because I would have to start unveiling parts of the main storyline in advance of, and the thing is, and you would be looking at all the stuff that's going on through the lens of the main storyline, and so you would
we could even go so far as to mute this.
No, but what I'm saying is like once you know what's at stake, right? So right now you guys are going on a dungeon crawl. That's what we're doing. Once you know what's at stake, you're gonna make very different decisions than you would if you're like, oh, we're going on a dungeon crawl and we just need to keep people alive. Alive. We need to keep her alive. And we need to get this stuff out. So and that's really it. The thing is the stakes go from, so right now the stakes are you guys need to stay alive. You're gonna get in the dungeon. You're gonna grab some loot. You're gonna help this girl get this thing, right? And those are the stakes.
Well, okay, but that's the stakes that you set, and so Sigfroy's entire thing is, again, he doesn't trust this situation as far as he can throw it, and she just raised the stakes by effectively saying, hey, there's this other thing that I'm not going to tell you about that's probably a hell of a lot more dangerous than what we're getting into now.
But it doesn't have anything to do with you or this quest. Like that's what she said.
But he doesn't believe that part.
Yeah, here's the thing: is like it sounds like there's three characters who kind of who are either A, indifferent, or B, want to leave this knowledge.
That's this stone unturned.
And there's one person who wants to know it. So are we going to do? If we go by what the group wants, then, maybe we should, roll or something like that to resolve it because.
No. I mean, the thing is that's not like you. This definitely needs to be hashed out between you guys. I would prefer if you guys hash this out in character, right? The thing is that I mean, from my perspective, like what she's saying when anybody's read on what she's saying, and now of course my English accent is terrible, and but anybody's read on what she's saying is she's saying this in genuine earnestness. Like, look, what I'm telling you is not going to in any way materially affect our travels and this expedition. But if I tell you this stuff, it might if I give you the whole scoop on what's going on, it's going to initiate you into something where you're not going to be able to look at things the same, and the people are going to know, like the people involved in this, in whatever it is I'm involved with, they're going to know. How they're going to know, who knows? We don't know yet. But the thing is, like, I mean, I know, but I'm saying you guys. She's saying that just by telling you guys about it, that she's setting you up for people coming after you.
Well, Sigfroy's understanding of quantum mechanics and the knowing it. No, I kid.
By looking at the moment the box is open, the cat is either dead or not. Yeah. But it can no only be both.
So
look, I plead to Sigroy again, and I say, dude, let's go. Let's just, go along our ways and let's do the job that we've been hired to do. And that's all we need to worry about.
And what
So when you
say, just
hold on,
disengages from the conversation and just starts moving south in the direction that we were, not at a fast pace or anything, but just kind of like, we've looked at these bodies, let's keep going.
Yeah, and actually, when you say that, so I'm gonna assume so William, you're probably walking towards the halflings, your halfling scout guides, like the guides, because they've kind of like now that they actually hold on, that's not so. They're actually scanning the area. They're kind of, but they're actually climbing up in the treetops, and they're kind of like, But the thing is but they're the ones you for the past 3 or 4 days you've been following them, particularly once you got towards the into this area. So I'm assuming that when you're gonna move head south, you're not gonna just take off willy nilly. So you're probably looking for them, like, all right, where are we headed next, kind of thing. So yeah. I'm assuming you're heading towards their direction, and that's when you notice that actually the Kodaki, your Kodaki guides, they're actually up in the trees, like they're kind of exploring the trees. Jay, when you say your piece, Raywin like looks at you and she smiles and she's like, I always knew you were a smart one. It really would be for the best. It really would be for the best.
And
Cuddy.
I turned to Sigroy and I'm just like, like,
Cuddy.
it's like,
Will,
What?
what's your stance?
So you're probably 30 feet away from them. Like, so you're walking away. So Sigroy sees you walking away, and he's like, Cuddy, yeah.
Where do you stand?
Like on the whole, do we need to know the knowledge or not?
Yeah.
I don't think we need to know.
Well, okay then. That's it. I'm overruled.
Yeah, so Raymond, like she gives you like a compassionate smile, but she's like, I know you don't trust me, Sigfroy, and you don't have reason to, and my hope is by the end of our adventure here that we'll all be brothers and sisters in arms, but I promise you, like, what the game that I am playing, and to use the word game is a travesty, but that's what it's called with a capital G. The game. This game is. Yeah, the stakes are. Yeah, you don't want to get involved. You don't want to get.
So I give like an audible like relieved sigh when Sigfroy drops it.
Yeah. All right. So, in fact, Jeff, why don't all of you guys just make this is going to be an unmodified roll. It's just like it's one of those like oh shit, that totally reminds me of this kind of thing. It's just like
you said roll before we
yeah.
further.
So everybody make a roll. And this is just going to be one of those like weird, like, oh shit, that like,
All right, I'm gonna roll.
yeah.
I'm rolling.
All right, that's 9. No, that doesn't get it.
3
Okay.
doesn't get it, I guess.
6 doesn't get it.
all right, I'm about to roll.
14 doesn't get it.
Aww.
Wow,
That was-
we all rolled like shit.
Yeah, that was pretty close though. That's pretty close though,
20
Jay.
and 14 is pretty good.
Did you roll?
Yeah, I got a 9 as well.
Oh, 9. Okay. I missed the 9. All right. Okay. Yeah. So that's which is totally fine. Because like don't worry, all this stuff will come out in the wash. But the thing is like But all right. So Raywin's like, well, shall we go collect the retainers and continue on along the way?
Well, have we actually like looted the corpses yet? Because that was kind of my entire plan. I wanted to.
Yeah.
Did we find anything?
So no, you didn't. There's nothing on any one of the corpses.
Would I
about when you guys end up going and trying to collect the halflings, right? Like your halflings guides, your Kodaki guides. You're like, hey guys, and like, well, let's get moving. They actually show up. They actually have some pouches that are filled with. It definitely doesn't look like they've got like the armor and the weapons of the people, but they've got a few bags that look like they might have been remaining bags that were actually hanging in the trees. They were filled with like items that belong to this group of people. So they take them and they dump them out. They walk up and they're like these, and they're basically like, it's basically
Well,
if you took.
I think what Matt was getting at was he wanted Sigfroy to,
Well, yeah, and he just said that I didn't find anything. That's fine.
Get the sling, and
Oh.
I found the.
We
Oh
did
yeah,
that. We did that.
He definitely got the sling. The thing is like, yeah, okay, yeah. So
I was more talking
you-
about that these people probably had valuables of some kind, and that's what I was also going to be looking.
Yeah,
at.
and that's what I was figuring. And the thing is that like, yeah,
Be
and
greedy.
yeah. And the thing is that because everybody's focus was on the corpses and not on the surrounding area, I figured that if you're not looking for something, you're not going to find it. And so, but the thing is, but the Kodaki, who know the Kokali and know their ways and know them pretty intimately, at least these guys do, because they're effectively the people that like they are scouts in their own, amongst their own tribes. They know that the Kokali actually take like when they can't loot everything, they'll basically take what they've got and they'll hide it up in the trees and little like nesting areas, or they'll hang them from stuff. But anyway, so they went looking for it, and they actually came back with two bags with stuff in it. And they're pretty sizable bags filled with stuff, and it's things like there's a small kind of unadorned dagger, and there's all the individual like jewelry that people were wearing, like, so it's like earrings and rings, and none of which actually seem to be like, none of them are jewel encrusted or anything like that, but they might be made of silver, they might be made of copper, they might be made of they might be made of gold, who knows? But the thing is, or they might be gilded, but there just seems to be a collection of like interesting baubles and things of that nature that and then there's a handful of like money sacks as well.
Yeah, I mean,
All right, cool.
yeah,
So,
let's take this.
We take it all and let's
So I'm
forge ahead, right?
I'm still worried. I'm still like trying to find out if there's any way we can identify these people. Is there any information in the
Okay, so
woods?
you are
I'm
you're
concerned about the people. I'm
okay.
really
And-
concerned about them.
All right, are you looking on the other people for additional markings and things of that nature?
Yeah, that's what I would be doing.
Trying to define. Okay, yeah. So
And if they came back with items that were stashed from these people, I would be concerned about going through those. Like, I mean, these people don't have weapons.
go ahead.
Anything that
Yeah.
would strike a chord, like, oh, this belonged to so and so, or these people are part of this group of people, or something.
Yeah. Well, then we'll go ahead and make another roll. Make another perception roll.
Okay.
This is good. This is gonna be a pretty low DC. So you should get this. You should get this. All right. Yeah. So you got it. So yeah. So the thing is these are some of the things that you actually pick up while checking out these folk. They all of them have the same tattoo, with different configurations, right? So all of them have at least one oval. Some of them have two ovals linked. Some of them have two ovals linked with other little elements, like little X's and little other little kind of not polyhedron, like kind of rhombus shit, but there definitely seems to be some sort of rhyme or reason to like kind of like what is shown there, but and then you find there's actually one person that's actually a female, and she is dressed sort of like the female that Craig first encountered, and she actually has three ovals linked. And then there's also a whole bunch of other little. So in each of like in the link, like there's little like inside the interior of the links, and then outside of the links, there's like spots where there's different kinds of like extra images, and she's got a whole bunch of that kind of stuff. And so she's, anyway, and she's sort of like the furthest back from the halflings, or where you guys encounter the halflings.
Okay. But there's nothing that I can identify.
So she's this one right here. If you're looking here, wait, hold on. So she's right here. That's her.
It just does that, Jay.
What?
He's getting on to me because my leg is twitching.
Oh.
Is that is it an audible thing or is it just a visual thing that's messing with you?
No, it's a visual thing. Like I just see you in the background, and it's like your thumper, like in the
Pretty
background.
much. No, that's just something that happens.
I'm Thumper.
I am not aware of it until it is brought to my attention.
Yeah, well, that's why I was trying to be subtle. You had to broadcast it. All right.
I will say that because I do not have the video stream pulled up, I did not notice at all.
Yeah, good. All right, so we'll say you guys get back on the road, and you travel for another, I'd say maybe another couple days without incident, and then and you're getting kind of deeper and deeper into the jungle, and the thing is like, and so your movement is very slow because there's not really. There are paths, and there are paths that the Kodaki know, but the paths are not really great for horses. They're really designed for 3-foot tall people. And so you guys...
Oh, so it's just like Odd and I are just like, okay, we'll catch up with you guys later.
Yeah. So things like, yeah. So basically there's lots of like, you guys actually having to hack out and expand these very small, like paths that you wouldn't even have, if you were a human kind of trying to get through this, you would not even notice them. But if you're a Kodaki, you're like, oh wait, if I can slip this way and through here, and then it opens up for another 30 or 40 feet, and then where do I go? Oh, if you go here, like if you hop up in this rock, but it definitely is like you can definitely tell that they were pretty well worn paths. You just had to know how to negotiate them. And so you guys end up having to go very slowly because you've got your retainers, and you've got the steeds, and you've got the pack horses, and so you're basically just kind of slogging your way through this stuff. And
yeah, those retainers that didn't help us at all in the last battle.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's
two of them did.
No. The halflings will, but the retainers,
those 12 guys that I hired.
Yeah. They're not going to do any combat, not at all. Like the thing is and you hired them not because that's the thing is there's a red shirt rule in this universe where everybody knows if I go out and I'm a retainer and I try to fight, I'm dead. It's a hands down rule. Like
I did put them in red leather jerseys.
Yeah.
They're like, why is it red? You're just like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It hides the blood better.
So you guys are continuing for some time, and even though it's slow going, it's pretty much without incident, and basically the way the scouts work, they usually have like they kind of have their advanced scout, and then they've got the two scouts. So there's one scout that's kind of up ahead, maybe half a mile even or so, and they are the Kodaki keep in contact with each other with these like kind of really shrill, high pitched kind of calls that sound a little bit like they sound very much like to your untrained ears, they sound actually pretty much exactly like a bird that's native to the area. However, like we'll say that Sigfroy, like because he grew up with them, he can tell. And we'll say so you can occasionally hear, well, you hear this it sounds like a little bird cry, and you're like, oh, that's that's so and so just checking in, and so they use that to kind of triangulate kind of where they're at and communicate, and they've got it definitely seems like they've got a way of expressing even in just like a couple syllables. Oh, you know, oh, you know, like that they're able to communicate enough information to like kind of like, oh, we're gonna go this way.
And,
or, oh, there's
and Sigfroy is actually really excited that he's getting to do this again, and it's putting him in a much better mood from earlier.
good. Yeah. And the thing is yeah, and so you guys are traveling for some time, and you're kind of like entering valleys, and you're overcoming like, you know, oh, there's a rock face, and we got to go. Oh, we can't go around because there's a waterfall here. Like, so you guys are kind of negotiating how we're gonna get like. So so you're maybe doing you know, I'd say 3 leagues a day, 4 leagues a day. You know,
A league being
about 3 miles.
okay.
So it's not it's pretty slow going, you know. And so then you hear you hear a cry that you haven't heard that you remember when you were a kid. You don't remember what it means, but you hear a little cry from the advanced scout, and then the other 2 scouts are like, we're gonna hold here for a bit, you know. And so we'll say that the scout look. We'll say that I don't have their names right up in front of me, but so there's the 2 guy scouts and the 1 female scout. The female scout, so there's one of the guy scouts was the advanced scout at this moment. And he comes running back.
I instantly motorboater. I just
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. All right. So we're in combat. Let's roll initiative.
I mean, given your history of combat, Odd, I'm pretty sure she could take you.
Yeah, she's a fucking barbarian. I mean, the thing is, like, she's got 12. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but she's got 12 big titties. Like,
Yeah.
She's a halfling.
Yeah.
She's not that much bigger than you.
So she's got half titties.
Yeah. No, I think halflings are actually a little bit smaller than gnomes. Gnomes, yeah. At least in the Pathfinder world, gnomes are.
Really?
Yeah. Hold on, take a look. Here. You can. All right, I'm gonna.
You move it along. I can just.
No. Here, no. The very beginning of the races section.
This is important.
There's an image.
Yeah.
Well, no, because it definitely does impact the. Here you go. See. Halfling gnomes.
Huh.
So
Okay.
So there you go. So this is a halfling, and that's a gnome. So halfling gnome. There you go. So yeah.
They're all in their underwear.
Yeah. Well, you know. Yeah. Because
That's a pretty cool book, Mike.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah. So Jeff.
Where'd you get that from?
Yeah, Jeff actually was like, because I've been only operating off of PDFs, and so I get this package. So Jeff's like, hey man, did you get a package today? And I'm like, no, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, it was really funny because I'm like, why would you? I'm like, oh, maybe he sent me like a letter or something. I get this fucking gigantic box from FedEx. It, like the weighs, like that thing must have cost $1,000 to ship, but
Wait, did you buy them locally and then ship them? You didn't just like get it off of Amazon and have it shipped directly?
No, because I got a great deal on this.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of my best friends owns a comic book store.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So you like, yeah, like
And
cost,
supporting
yeah.
local business too.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I supported local business, kind of, because
Yeah.
it got me a great deal on those. So.
So I should come to you for the Starfinder book because I really want to try that game.
Maybe. There's only so many good deals I can pull. But that was one of them, and I used it for this.
Yeah, well, it's awesome. It really has made, because it's funny. I whenever I use the bathroom, whenever I like, oh, I'm gonna make some food, I'm like, when I'm sitting down to eat, I'm like, I'll bring out the book, and so it's been nice. So it's been allowed me to kind of really explore the game, yeah. Thank you, man. Seriously, thank you.
No problem.
Yeah. I'm I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, how? I didn't realize they had that, like, all of the books. Like, I didn't realize. I thought they just had the Pathfinder role playing game book. But yeah, so he got the game book, the advanced players book, and the 3 bestiaries. So which was great because it actually the thing you guys are just about to encounter. It was in the bestiary.
Spoilers,
I'm like, that's
Mike.
great. So, all right, so you guys, so you're kind of making your way deeper into this forest, and the thing is, and it's funny, it doesn't feel ominous at all. Like this place feels it feels wild, and it feels overgrown, and it feels like certainly if you're a human, like it's undersized, you know, the way that you get around, but it feels like it's beautiful, you know, and it's warm and it's inviting, and it's there's something about the tenor of the place where it just feels like, yeah, right on, man. Like we're out in the wild. This is great, you know. It's like a really good camping trip, you know. Yay, and that's the way it's been since you guys actually entered this jungle. So the halfling returns, and he confers with his buddies, and they're speaking Kodaki, and they're speaking in kind of hushed tones. Now, Sigfroy, do you go up and listen in?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So Sigfroy goes up and he listens in, and so you're the first person to hear. So they're discussing the fact that that the lead, I forget his name. I don't know why I don't have it up, and now I have to go to my desktop. The lead guy. There's a button I press. Oh, there it is. No. He thinks that there's a giant in your path.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Giants are not to be messed with, you know. So yeah, so
Huge.
yeah, they
Also, really tiny point of order. You said this is many days afterwards, so we've had a long rest.
Yeah. So everybody's hit points are restored, and you guys are back up to full health and everything. And it's been, and I'd say it's been like 2 days, maybe 2.5 days, you know. So let me just get the names of these.
Yeah. Have fun storming the castle.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Jadden, Greedon, and Porsal. Porsal is the female, and Jadden and Greedon are the others. So yeah. So all right. So Jadden is the one that's just returned, and he's like, it looks like. I mean, I know we don't get giants here that often, but it really looks like there's a giant. You know.
What happened to your accent, man?
Well, because he's a yeah. I can't do a fucking Native American accent. Like, what?
Does he come running in like Boromir in Fellowship of the Ring? Like they have a cave troll. Like,
No, because he hasn't seen him. He's talking about he's just seeing signs. Like he found a huge footprint. He's like a footprint. Like that, you know.
Yeah. Of course, he's a halfling, so it's more like this.
Yeah. No, but the thing is, but all the things he's describing, he's like talking about like trees being knocked down. He's like, it looks like he says it looks like the giant was in pursuit of a herd of deer, and because there's definitely a lot of deer,
right.
Traveling deer sign, and. But the giant is kind of right on their path, like right on the route that they've been taking.
Did it look like he was just passing through, or does it look like that he's still around?
The thing is, like, it's all pretty fresh, like 6 hours fresh.
Okay.
So he could be, so the giant could be, half a league ahead, you know. So things like so that's what they're discussing. That's what they're discussing. There's a giant up ahead.
And what language were they discussing it in?
In Kodaki.
Yeah. So I forward this information on to the rest of the group.
All right. So you guys now know that there's a giant. As far as the scouts can tell, there's a giant up ahead.
There's a possibility of a giant.
So when I'm told this information, I get this kind of look in my eye, and I just whisper, "I've never fought a giant."
All right.
Okay. I imagine your eye twitching a little bit, like where you're just like, yes, you see, like this will be delicious, but at the same time you're like afraid. You know?
Meat's back on the menu, boys. Let's go feast on giant.
No, it's more I don't know how to phrase it. The martialness of it, like the glory.
Oh
of
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Like,
sure.
It's like a giant.
Well, yeah, and the thing and giants are not infrequent in this part of the in this part of Cormandy.
Thought you just said it was kind of infrequent for that they're not super common in this area.
Yeah, the thing is that not in this part of Cormandy, but in this area, in this jungle. Like the thing is like jungles
okay.
can't, or giants can't really move around in this kind of terrain.
So you're saying they're decently well known in the state, but in this county, not so much.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly
Okay.
right. So the thing is like so giants are not are not unheard of around Saint Marn. People have encountered and giants not all the time, but they're a normal hazard. But within the jungle environment, it's a pretty rare giant that's gonna force his way through this some pretty intense undergrowth and what have you to get at whatever he's at after. So the scouts looked at you guys and they're like, what do you want to do? Do we want to avoid him? Do we want to go around him? Do we want to go after him?
What would the path around look like? How much time would that add?
It's impossible to say. We would have to.
Then why would you bring it up?
Well, no, because we need to know. Are we following the path?
It's impossible to say.
Are we
Okay.
going around the giant? Are we avoiding the path? Are we following the path? What we can do is we can set someone along the path to follow the giant.
Are you talking as Raywin now, or
I'm talking as the Kodaki scouts.
They're speaking
I don't want to butcher a kind of halfling Native American accent. So I'm like, yeah, they speak with they're bright but they're speaking to Waffle in their language.
You could go more Klingon with it. where-
You can shut the fuck up. No,
Markov.
yeah. They are. But the thing is, they don't speak like that in their own language. They speak with the normal cadence and the normal lexicon. When they're talking to you guys, they're gonna talk like they're struggling with. But they're talking to Waffle. They're talking to Sigfroy, and he speaks their language. So they're communicating as normal.
So they're speaking in that language too. So I can't understand what they're saying.
Yeah, you can't.
Right.
You can't understand it.
Because I was about to interject and I was going to say something, but if I can't understand what they're saying, then I don't say anything.
Okay.
So guys, we can go around, but we would need to figure out how far around we would need to go, or we can just tread ahead. We can wait. Maybe he'll leave. What do you guys want to do?
So I'm hopping up and down now, and I'm like, let's follow.
It's like, let's go kill a giant. Let's go kill a giant.
I'm like, fuck that giant. Yeah, look.
I'm like,
do
not.
this shit. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
So
starting to get really hyper and anticipatory. And
So question, would we know how much of a threat a giant would be, and if so, how big of a threat would that be?
You guys have no idea.
No, I mean within the lore, like you said, they're around.
I mean, the thing is, in fact, this is probably why Erlos is so excited, because every fight against a giant is epic. Usually somebody loses an arm or a leg, or like all of the best stories, for the most part, that you guys tell that you hear around Saint Marn involve giants.
Okay, so and it wasn't so much do we know how many hit points it was. It was what lore have we heard about.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like most stories, most of the epic stories are and then a giant showed up. No, a giant, yes. And this giant, he must have been 3 stories tall. And it's all embellishments. But the thing is and that's giants are a big part of the local mythology and lore.
Okay.
Look,
Now, are giants always evil? Like they need killing?
No, and that's the thing is not at all.
Okay.
And they're kind of like people in the sense that they kind of have their own wants and needs and the thing is and communicating with a giant is usually pretty difficult because they actually do speak their own language. and very few of them actually speak the common tongue. So so who knows? Maybe they're all Einsteins and no one knows. No one's taking the time to actually talk to them.
Okay.
So what do you? We know that. What is the consensus? We know that.
So yeah, you guys can go. Yeah, so
Let's go.
every story about giants that you guys have ever encountered involves usually epic, awesome, amazing battles with great glory, and also usually involves people dying, people losing limbs, people like that. So the thing is it's usually like a grab bag of all the cool, the best story, and also a bunch of the worst.
Well,
Look,
here's what Wayne Cuddy says. He says, I'm all for checking it out. Let's check them out. See what happens. I'm not necessarily saying we should attack him first, but let's check it out. Why not?
All right. So you guys are going to actively pursue you're going to track the giants, huh? All right.
All right. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. But yeah, no. Like I turn to everybody else and I just go, ba da 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 da. You're working with the O double D. Ba da 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 da. I don't know. I just give an inspirational
No.
speech.
Did you just say the old double D? Is that just one gigantic boob?
That's what
It's
it's all right.
O double D odd.
It's the odd.
The O double D. I thought you said the old double D.
No, he's
I'm like just one gigantic boob.
he's trying to do a Snoop Dogg reference,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
not. No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So you guys. All right. So you tell the Kodaki, like scouts, right?
What are their responses to?
They're like, all right, let's do it. The thing
Okay.
is, like, yeah, the thing is, like, they're kind of unfazed. They're like,
Oh, okay, sure.
like they.
So point of like crap. What's the word?
Point of order.
Point of order.
No, not
Contention?
order.
Contention.
Look, we're following Robert's rules of orders, guys.
Yeah.
You need to.
Clarification.
Okay. Yes.
Aerolus, sir.
Hold on, I object, and I'd like to, refer to the.
Aerolus, sir, is extremely excited to go and track down this giant. However, he's not stupid. He knows that it's really dangerous.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
If there's no need to fight the giant, we won't fight the giant. But he's
Okay.
He's like he's
He
got
wants to
glory.
see one.
He's got glory in his eyes.
All right. Yes.
So, just point of order. I'm not gonna force a fight, but that's he wants to go just for the adventure of it.
All right. So you guys, you're making your way through, and you hear off in the distance, you hear like yelping, like. Well, it. Actually, now I think about the Kodaki would know what it is. The thing is that they mention they're like there's definitely a pack of wolves on the hunt somewhere up ahead as well. And so they bring this information back to you guys, and they're like, all right, we're following the giant, but there's also, it seems like there's a pack of wolves up ahead on the hunt. That are kind of along the same path. Maybe they're after whatever the giant. Maybe they're after whatever the giant is left behind or something. Like that's what they're. Yeah, Stefan, that's awesome. What I mean, do you want to continue along this path?
Guys,
There's now
Yes.
wolves and a giant.
we're completely sure that it's not giant wolves, though, right?
Who knows? Who knows?
Like, you know what? I say go for it. William Cuddy's like, yep, let's do it.
I'm much less enthused about fighting wolves.
Yeah, actually, I think if we approach this with a bit of strategy, we might actually make our way out of it. Like,
Ooh, yeah, no. Could we sick the wolves on the giant?
Well,
Well,
honestly.
okay,
like,
first of all, we don't
I-
know if this giant's evil or not.
Well,
No, there's a
but
giant.
I think we could have, Cuddy, hop up in a tree, and line up for a shot.
Oh yeah, I can
And-
snipe anything. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'll try to snipe anything. Whether I hit it or not is a different story.
And so the question is like, do we just hear this stuff right now, or do we see it? Like,
No, yeah.
you know,
So you're,
at,
so
what,
you're
at what point do we scramble and
well, that's the question. So are you guys pursuing? So they're like, all right, we hear it. So you guys we're actively tracking the giant through this jungle. It's still slow going, but however, when you guys run across the giant's path, you guys know you're on the giant's path. And in fact, your travel becomes a lot easier because really truthfully, this giant is knocked out like a lot of stuff that would normally impede you. Now, of course, you've got the horses and but the thing is, but you guys are moving at a much quicker clip because the giant went there before you.
Now, would we want to? And this is to the group. Do we want the core fighting group to be maybe a little bit ahead of the rest of the thing? Because we don't want a giant screwing with our horses and our red shirts, would we?
Well, I assumed we were spearheading the.
Yeah. That's usually the thing is.
Because I mainly said it because you pointed out the fact that you have horses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that opens up a large amount of liability to that stuff getting messed with. On top of the fact that horses going through a forest ain't going to be quiet. And so if we want to get any kind of heads up on whatever foe we come across, we probably want to be at least a little bit of a distance between ourselves and the rest of the party.
So you're saying you're gonna not be mounted. You guys are gonna be walking.
I mean, if we're actively hunting something, I want to be
Okay.
doing it in a more quiet manner.
Normally we might be riding, but right now, since we've discovered this giant, we've dismounted.
And you guys, yeah. All right, okay, yeah, no, yeah, that's great.
Well, the bigger question is like, are we intending, to attack this giant?
That sounds like what you guys want to do.
Only if he's bad.
I mean, I guess you want to get there and suss that out, right? Like you want to get there.
I want to investigate what the giant is all about. I'm not 100% attacked, but I just want to, investigate.
Like I'm all about the potential.
Yeah,
Let's
no.
suss it out and see if he's evil. If he's evil, yeah, let's kill him. But
Yeah,
if he's not, let's make friends.
I have a feeling that Jeff is going to get a lot of use out of his detect evil spell.
All right. So, I'm assuming. So you guys are pressing on, and so at some point in time, you guys continue on for maybe another. All right. So no. Okay. So we'll say that you guys kind of first first caught track of the trail. Maybe let's say like 10 or 11 in the morning, and right now we'll say it's about 4:35, 5 in the morning. I mean, not 4:30 or 5 in the afternoon, and Jadden, the lead, who's he? No. Once Jadden kind of discovered the giant's path, he's been sort of like the lead scout ever since. In fact, it's funny. You guys get the sense that Jadden's pretty much probably the best tracker of the group. I mean, obviously, Porsol, she seems to be the one that's leading the group. Well, you couldn't say that. The thing is, they definitely seem to each. But Porsol is the one that's the most communicative, the one that's least afraid to talk to all of you guys. Which is, I think, maybe why you guys think of her as leader, because she's the only one that will interact with you. Jadden and Greedon, they won't interact with you guys at all. They'll interact with Sigfroy, but that's it. but Jadden is definitely demonstrably the best tracker, and so he reaches a point where he starts looking. He looks around signs and he turns to you guys and he's like, "We're very close, very close. Shh, keep it down." You know, and he starts moving forward. And he starts pointing out things along the way, like he's like fresh broke, you know, like he's pointing at like
We're very
like-
close to the giant because I figured like we'd all noticed giant breaking things.
The thing is that like he's the entire, and you've noticed it the entire
Yeah.
time. The thing is that he's saying that I'm saying that Jadden has just told you guys you're getting very close because he's noticing stuff like, you know, the broken tree branches that also have like freshly dripping sap, you know,
Oh,
they're
okay.
like and that stuff like that. So he's like pointing out like, and he's pointing out at because so you guys are now in it's a very wet terrain. So the ground is pretty moist. It's like if a river had overflowed and then it receded. It's sort of like the spongy earth, and there's little pools and like so and this is kind of what you've been walking through and on for a while. And you guys notice up ahead there is a. It's basically on one side it's mountainous hills. On the other side it looks to be, you can't really tell what it is. It looks maybe like because it's basically kind of covered by most of the foliage. Now you could have somebody climb up, you could check it out, but it looks like it's just like, but it looks like it's massive amounts of like just foliage and what have you. But there's a little slit that looks kind of like a V like this that allows for passage into. So you basically you've been kind of walking through along this giant made path, and you encounter this. Like basically the only spot where the giant could keep going forward. Otherwise he'd be blocked by the mountain, or he'd be blocked by this like morass of like just trees, and like this is this one spot where it's like it was clear going, and beyond where the giant went, you notice it's actually like it looks like a not a culvert, but it's like a small basin. You know, beyond this little V here, you look out and it's like, it looks like kind of like rice paddies, lots of water, but you can still see the surface of the earth below the water, and there's trees kind of going up, but you can look out and you can actually see sort of you can see the line of vegetation kind of like actually creating like sort of a wall that kind of scoops out. So it really looks like it's like a culvert, like made of natural stuff, and it looks like the giant's in there. Now, whether there's an egress anywhere, that's that you can't tell from your perspective right now, but it definitely.
About how far are we?
I'd say you guys are probably about 25 yards.
25 yards is
75 feet.
75 feet.
Yeah.
So I'm not within 60 feet.
He wants to do detect evil.
No.
Can we walk up 25 feet? Or no, 15 feet?
Is there a way we can move in 15 feet closer without being detected?
I mean, who knows? We can try.
All right. Does
Yeah,
there
let's
look like
move up a
there's
little
a?
bit.
Does it look like there's a?
Well, hold on. More important question. So the way that he is
Wait,
it
how'd you-
directly in our path, or are we at this point?
Hold on real quick. Can I just qualify? How did you qualify that this question is more important than the question that Jeff was asking?
Well, because Jeff just wants to fight the thing.
I see.
No,
And
I see. So you're saying, in the interest of staying alive, this question is more important because
Yeah.
I'm okay.
I just want to make sure
I
that
want to
like
concede that. Yeah.
I just want to make sure that from the sound of it, he's off kind of doing his own thing. Is he still in the way of the direction of the party of the destination of the party?
Jeff?
No, the giant.
No,
Oh,
no,
oh,
the
you-
more
Unless the
important
giant is
question-
named Jeff.
Oh no. Well, all right. So
Is
you,
the giant
you have
named
no
Jeff?
idea. You have no idea. No, it's not. Yeah, it's actually Henry. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now he has
The more
to.
important question is, did I have a ham sandwich for lunch?
Yeah, and I'm gonna assume probably no.
Roll.
Yeah.
Roll
Roll
ham
for-
sandwich.
Yeah.
Roll for Constitution.
Roll your ham sandwich save. So yeah, you don't really know. The thing is like, because you guys said we're gonna pursue the giant, right? The thing is that like, so you guys have been pursuing the giant. You haven't been necessarily maintaining, like, certainly, you know, any of you with a little bit of rudimentary knowledge in terms of topography or navigation, you're still heading south. You know, everybody's aware of that. If you know. But the thing is like, but you're now tracking the giant. You're no longer tracking and maybe you're tracking. Who knows? Like you're following the scouts, and they're leading you, and they've been following directly the giant's path.
Okay.
You know? So whether you're closer, who knows? Whether you're on the right route, who knows? But you're definitely right at the giant's doorstep.
Would someone have a compass? Or actually, better question. Does this world have the ability to have a
Not
compass?
technology is not.
Well, then
compass,
how-
yeah. How can you
could-
tell
okay.
south?
Tracking the sun and looking at the stars and stuff. That's
Yeah,
how
no,
we
that
know
was going to be the
direction.
thing, though. I would assume, well, maybe this is a bad assumption just of history at this point, but my assumption was that or would it be more something along the lines of a sextant?
No.
for
The thing is
sailing
just like,
navigation.
no. Like you don't. Okay, so Jay's gonna have to get out of here. So hold on. Real quick. So yeah, no. So you don't need that to navigate.
Okay.
Like, the thing is like the thing is like they can definitely navigate by the position of the sun. They can definitely navigate by landmarks. The thing is like these guys, like they're they're pros. Like so. So the thing is that like and telling north, south, east, and west is not difficult as long as you know the position of the sun and kind of what time of day it is, right? But it looks.
This is D&D. They can cast a spell.
Yeah, well, yeah. And you're right. The thing is like you're not 100% certain that necessarily that the three people with you are all of them barbarians or rangers or something like that. You could actually have a shaman with you. So there definitely is. Yeah, there definitely is all sorts of ways that you can negotiate. But all right, so.
Jay said no. Oh, what we could say is before the encounter even begins, we tell Jay that he's going to sit this one out because of his terrible rolls and everything.
Oh,
His terrible luck and jumping
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Give weapons
Well,
to the enemy.
before I leave, yes, yeah,
Do-
yeah. I'm an awful sword person. So
Do we want to just call it though?
Yeah, so it's so to the remainder, the other three of you, do you guys want to keep going?
I don't want to get into what will most likely be combat without the full crew,
Exactly. Yeah.
because that's the fun part.
Yeah. All right. So let me just say that this next encounter I did set up for the four of you. It was going to be a little bit more. It was going to be. It was going to be a little bit more challenging than the last couple battles. Like I'm going to keep trying to like just incrementally step up the difficulty, because the thing is that because there's going to be like. So this next battle, just to let you guys know, is going to be like tactics are going to come into play. Like if you play tactically, you'll be a better chance for you to survive it than if you just go in and start swinging. So
Like brute force.
I immediately yell and run in. my
you go.
Leroy
Oh, sir! Yeah, yeah.
Jenkins.
Dang. All right. So do we want to call it there, and then we'll start up at the top of this?
Yeah.
I don't want to get into combat without Odd.
Okay.
Even
All
though
right.
he's terrible in combat.
Yeah. He wasn't
Hey,
last match last adventure. He was awesome.
We need.
That's
we need
true.
probably-
He was the hero in the
Yeah.
past.
I was
Yeah.
the comic relief in the last.
Yeah. Yes.
We need at least somebody to be a comic relief.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I mean, no. You guys just switch roles because Jay was the role playing comic relief, and then you took over the die rolling comic relief. You know, that was like, yeah. So, yeah, it's just it's an ever shifting cast of or change of roles in this group. So, all right. Well, yeah. Then all right. So then we'll call it here. We'll pick up next week right as we start off with this this incursion into giant territory.
We might fight giants.
No.
There may be giants.
There will be
Yeah,
giants.
there-
There may be giants.
There will be giants. There will be giants. And yeah, or giants. There will be giants.
But that's not the name of the band.
Yeah. All right, guys. Yeah. All right, well then, yeah. Well, this is a lot of fun. Thank you. Those of you that were kind of participating voyeuristically in the chat. Sorry, we didn't get a chance to do more chat engagement. But yeah. So this is we'll pick up next week. Next week, Wednesday, Dungeons, Dragons, and Deliriums Tremens. And yeah, it'll be episode 7. There will be giants. There might be giants. There might be giants.
There might be giants.
There might be giants.
There may be giants.
They might be giants. Yeah. All right, gentlemen.
We will be giants.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I love you, Chad. Chad, you guys be well. Chad, you be well. And yeah, awesome. All right, so I'm gonna. So we don't normally raid after these things because I normally like to do a post show roundup. So if you're a person that we would have raided normally, and we're not raiding you, I really apologize. But I still love you, and I'll raid you again very soon. So, all right, so we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it at that, and yeah, we'll see you all tomorrow. So. Real quick, so tomorrow I'm gonna be streaming music again, but I'm guesting on Chord Killers.
Ooh.
Chord Killers is usually like an hour to 2 hour show. It's usually more closer to a 2 hour show.
It's also usually on Mondays.
Yeah, but tomorrow they're doing a special thing because they're in Vegas. So I'm guesting on Chord Killers tomorrow. So they're doing it at 10 a.m. So I probably won't be leaving Brian's until noon. So it's going to take me a while to get back and get set up and what have you. So, but I will still be doing the stream. It'll just start a little bit later. So just keep an eye on your Twitter and keep an eye on your Twitch, and I will be here, fresh off a Chord Killer. So, yeah. All right. I love you guys. I love you, chat, my players. You guys stick around, and yeah, we'll do this again next week. I'll see you later. All right. Love you all.
Guys.